Hey, you just gave me a great idea, babe. It's showtime.
But Kitty, you already talked about this episode. Well, let me explain. Hi, I'm Kitty Monk. I'm here to talk to you about Teen Titans Go. Or more specifically, the episode Ghost with the Most, which I covered last November, but I should have covered in October. Yes, I know I talked about this episode before, but to be honest, I don't like my old videos. Sometimes I'll watch them just to see how I did, and I will feel chills going up my spine. I heard people like Matt Stone and Trey Parker say they hate their earlier works, and now I totally get it. All I see when I watch them are things I did wrong, even if I didn't know what I was doing back then. Oh, I recorded when the washing machine was on. I wouldn't do that now. That can't get filtered out. Ugh, I made that pause go on for too long. Ugh, why did I do that? It makes my editing more obvious. Ugh, I repeated myself. Ugh, I talk too fast. Why did I use that cat? Even when I edit, I'll write a script and be like, it's amazing! Then actually go to record and sort for the footage and think, this is awful, nobody's gonna watch it. But that's enough ranting. Let's get to the cartoon itself. For Teen Titans Go, like most people, I don't like it that much. I definitely think it's one reason Cartoon Network isn't as good as it usually is. And I don't think the show constitutes getting 300 plus episodes. I have a feeling that when the show does get cancelled, it's gonna be really obscure really quickly. Say what you want about SpongeBob, but when they're on their A game, especially nowadays, they can be gut-bustingly funny. Apparently, at first, it was supposed to parody/satire Teen Titans and DC in general. Blackfire having an insane out-of-place crush on Robin points me in that direction.
Hey Robin, anyone ever tell you have a nice butt?
But with parodying, you usually have to know a little bit about who you're making fun of. If you never saw the original show, this is probably what you're gonna picture. It just takes a surface-wise view of the Titans, dumbs them down, and flanderizes them. It's like they spent too long underwater. Robin's a killjoy, but instead of making him a stoic bore, we're gonna make him a loud, paranoid, whiny brat.
I don't know why Star puts up with you. Wait, where is she? What did you do to her? Titans, dig up the yard!
Starfire doesn't completely understand English. I mean, she's an alien. And her people learn languages through touch.
You do not wish to enjoy the nuts of dough? It is like eating sweet, tiny wheels.
So instead of making fun of this, we're gonna put the word "the" in everything she says, even if it makes no sense otherwise.
Spit him out! Right the now! Oh no! All of our hard work is ruined! Dilky is not the snack!
With all this negativity, you probably wonder, was there any good to this show? Actually, yes, this episode. But there's some problems I'll get to. How did this come to my attention? Well, around the time it aired last year, I was in the middle of Beetlejuice mania. The musical was, and still is, one of my all-time favorites, if not my most favorite. It's relatable in all the right ways, raunchy and over the top, and I can't wait to see it when it reopens next spring. Even the movie and the cartoon shine in their own ways. But I might talk about the cartoon later this month, if I have time. Beetlejuice was also what got me into Helluva Boss, because Alex Brightman was in it. And like Henry Winkler, he was in that one episode of Law & Order SVU. I haven't seen much of Teen Titans Go in recent years, because I don't know anybody around the target age who still watches it, but I remember I went down the shore for Halloween, Cartoon Network was on, and I caught a rerun of Ghost with the Most. At first, I hated it. Felt like they were just trying to cash in on the TikTok popularity the franchise got, showing a random reference here and there like, see, it's Adam and Barbara, you watched the movie. At least until I found out who got to play Beetlejuice.
Here's a tip, Hotshot. Never trust a dead guy.
Yeah, I still think the musical was part of what spurned them into making this episode, but this scene speaks for itself. A year on YouTube, I want to see if it still holds up, or if I can see anything new about it I haven't already. I think my critical thinking has gotten slightly better. Is it really Teen Titans Go's best episode? Well, let's discuss. The episode begins on Halloween, with an out-of-place live-action moon. Some ghost, aka the Halloween spirit, is out getting ready for the holidays. Only for a guy who definitely isn't Beetlejuice to trap him in a bottle. Alright, not gonna lie, I know what they're going for, but he looks nothing like Beetlejuice. I know that B-Man can change how he looks, but he doesn't have fur, unless he literally transformed into a black silhouette, which would be totally in character. We transition to the Teen Titans, who are getting ready for Halloween, and doing so the usual way.
Nice carving, bro.
This is going to be the best Halloween ever!
In a sense, they are a good part of the episode. I mean, they're still loud, they're obnoxious, and they're brats. While everybody is in character, they're a little toned down. Considering how the episode is clearly made more for adults than kids, I can see why they're doing it. Raven tries to figure out what's going on, only to not get any answers.
We summon you, O great Halloween spirit! Halloween spirit must be missing, and if we don't find it soon, Halloween will be gone forever!
Maybe you should have read the handbook for the recently deceased. I mean, you're homaging Beetlejuice. Titans flip through Raven's spellbook, only to come upon a very familiar flyer.
Call the ghost with the most called Beetlejuice.
Take notes, this is how you make an entrance like a boss. Unlike a normal Teen Titans Go episode, they get two things right. The first is Beetlejuice himself. In Teen Titans Go, I've noticed most villains aren't their usual selves. They're too over the top, they're caricatures of themselves. Beetlejuice is crazy to begin with, and he doesn't act like a dumbed down clone. I don't know if this episode was an executive mandated episode, Warner Brothers does own both Beetlejuice and Teen Titans, or if the creators are huge fans of the franchise, but someone somewhere did their research. In the episode, Beetlejuice is basically his interpretation from the musical, but made in a way where it's entertaining for both kids and adults. He's a trickster, but he's also arrogant, excessively exaggerated, snarky, and having a good time in the process. Only thing he doesn't do is break the fourth wall, but I'm fine with that.
Whoa, easy with the B word. If you say it 3 times in a row, you'll banish me for good. And nobody wants that.
Yeah, it's just exposition for later, but I like this part. One of Beetlejuice's flaws, in all incantations, is right when he's in the clear, he shoots himself in the foot by just being himself. The Maylands were willing to work with him, but then he had to go and be a perv around them, especially Barbara. In the musical, he's just about to get Lydia to agree to hire him, but then he has to say any ghost can possess humans, not just him. No nitpicks on his design either, it's really sleek. Besides, he's actually competent. The second thing the episode does right is all the references. Throughout the episode, there's sprinkles here and there of Beetlejuice lore. If you're not familiar with the franchise, it's fine, but familiarity does make the gags funnier.
Check this out. You like it?
Beetlejuice tells the Titans he knows how to help.
I know where you can find your missing Halloween spirit. You see, lost spirits always end up in one place. The Netherworld.
I have problems with this. In my original video, I made the point it was a good episode on its own, but a horrible Teen Titans Go episode. I still kind of think that's the case here, since the episode was clearly made for Beetlejuice fans, but first we gotta go off topic. When Gravity Falls was still making new episodes, one idea they wanted to do was a parody of the movie Labyrinth. Mabel would love the movie and try to get in good with David Bowie, while Dipper would be scared of puppets. Disney vetoed the idea because the movie was so old, they didn't think kids would get the references. And since it wasn't a parody but the real thing, I can see their point. Ghost with the Most is hilarious, and Beetlejuice getting more exposure is always a good thing, but he doesn't fit in with the Teen Titans for plenty of reasons. The Netherworld is the afterlife of Beetlejuice, but in Teen Titans Go, it's Azarath. And the Netherworld isn't just another realm, it's clearly portrayed as the afterlife. Then that runs into another complication. Raven is the daughter of Trigon, the king of demons. Beetlejuice, in his continuity, is known far and wide for being a trickster, who doesn't play well with others. He makes a living scamming ghosts who don't know enough about the afterlife yet, and he makes huge messes in the process. They never say it, but that's why he's cursed. It's a check the bureaucracy put on him. As the daughter of Trigon, and somebody who knows a great deal about demons, how has Beetlejuice never crossed Raven's path? How has she never heard of him? He can't be that obscure, especially since it's implied the events of at least the movie happened in some way. He even says later in the episode,
Whoa! I owe that guy money.
When Beetlejuice first appears, Robin is the one to get suspicious, but wouldn't Raven be a much better candidate? Like, guys, I heard about this stripy ghost demon who scams people. Maybe it's him. And then she could be the one to call him out? Yeah, that's another nitpick. They never well established the rules of Beetlejuice's name. 3 times in a row, it must be spoken unbroken. Considering how often the Titans say his name, he should be gone by now.
Please, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, come on, Beetlejuice.
Okay, I'll take you. Just stop using the B word.
Why be worried if they're casually tossing it around like that? It's clearly not going to banish you. Beetlejuice draws a door, and they end up in the Netherworld.
Almost forgot. If you want to enter the Netherworld, first, you gotta die. Huh?
Okay, it's official. Beetlejuice is the best Teen Titans Go villain because he did what Brother Blood and Trigon could.
Ow.
I spoke too soon. So they end up in the Netherworld, and again, I like the design. It's a happy medium between the cartoon, where it's a place of weirdness, and the movie, where it's just a boring office.
Beetlejuice, will you just get us to the Lost Spirits room already?
What?
Actually, Raven, it's the Lost Souls room. But now you know about the Netherworld. They must get past a pair of guards.
If only there was a way we could strut past them.
Somehow this gives Beetlejuice an idea.
It's showtime.
They reenact the Deo song with copyright-safe music, instead of just possessing them, but it was still nice to see.
Maybe these people can help us.
Whoa, you don't want anything to do with those deadbeats.
So in this universe, did the Deetses succeed in exorcising the Maitlands? That's super dark.
You're dead now, which means you can make yourself look as scary as you want.
Ooh, my turn.
No need. Your face is gross enough as it is.
Look, I'm trying my hardest not to give away too many jokes. I just can't help myself. I'm telling you, this episode is hilarious. They make it to the Lost Souls room, and Beetlejuice succeeds in deceiving them.
Of course I did! And now that I've got you fools trapped down here, no one will be able to stop me from taking over Halloween. Later, losers!
Wait. I have another problem. So, according to Beetlejuice, you gotta be dead to enter the Netherworld, unless it's just a ploy to get them into the room. But here's the obvious factor the writers overlooked. Couldn't he just exorcise them? Trigon's holding the handbook for the recently deceased, so clearly that exists. He could just read the section. If he did that, he'd never have to worry about them ever again. And I doubt it would have affected him too, considering how he's somehow able to reverse it in the movie. I guess it's the same as saying, why doesn't the bad guy just shoot him? But they use Beetlejuice lore, so I'm gonna have to as well. It's a paradoxical pick and choose. When it suits a joke or the plot, they'll use Beetlejuice and his humor, but then they'll gladly ignore it in other cases. It's like saying, in this world, Superman isn't killed by kryptonite, but we'll show you that Batman keeps a kryptonite bullet on his person, even if he technically shouldn't have to. And Titans try to bust out, but it's useless.
That's it. We'll draw a door.
Wait, there's no walls. They return to the surface, and come on, do you really want to stop Beetlejuice? This Halloween seems pretty banging. The Titans try their hardest to banish him, but he's come crazy prepared. It's Raven who takes him down with the power of a brick joke.
Sandworms!
The Titans celebrate their victory and return Halloween to its boring corporate normalcy.
Now it's time to put the spirit back into Halloween!
Even if they're still technically dead. Yeah, this doesn't get solved. Maybe the episode's supposed to be non-canon, but I go with they're still dead. And that's Ghost with the Most, aka the best Teen Titans Go episode. But does it really deserve that angle? I still think it's a funny episode, and surface-wise, it's a great homage, but it's still rife with continuity errors, both in and out. It's cool to see Beetlejuice, but he was clearly grandfathered in. It sucks because you can tell there was so much research and development going into it. If you found the episode funny, I suggest checking out the movie, cartoon, or musical. The rest of Teen Titans Go isn't on this level. And if you have any more spooky recommendations, or you want me to tackle the cartoon, let me know down below.